Hello. It has been quite some time since I uploaded. Again, sorry about that. Having the world come after you is not a fun experience. Um, like I said, the months have not been too kind on me. But I digress. How are you? Today, with everything, happening in my life and all that has happened already, I want to talk about this experience, this phenomena that I've been having. Recently, I've noticed that there is some sort of ambivalence within me. That my emotions and logic and rationality are not always in line with each other. It's kind of weird. It is like as if both are in two different worlds at war with each other, disjointed at times. Kind of want to talk, and I thought about this experience much more, and I kind of want to talk about it because it's in deep distress. It's in times of deep distress and emotional overload that these happen to me. It feels as if two parts of you are fighting within each other, and I don't know if it's just me having this kind of experience, but it's either I'm crazy or the world is crazy, and I would kind of like think that it's off the ladder. So I'm pretty sure someone in the world would want to also hear my thoughts on this. So I've been kind of reading a bunch of Plato's Republic recently for studies in my classes, and I came across his idea of the three parts of a soul. There's the appetitive, um, spiritual, and rational. The appetitive is, well, our needs. The way we eat, the way we drink, the way we sleep, the need for shelter, etc. These cover your basic needs and are vital for living. This the lowest tier of the soul because you don't necessarily need to think of these. You just do. Then we have the difference of the rational and the spiritual parts of the soul. Rational is the logical part, one that places reason and facts in the forefront of decision making. And spiritual, on the other hand, is full of passion. It focuses on our emotions, such that these strong feelings like are at the forefront of decision making and are what decides on how a person should act. In Plato's understanding, the spiritual part is much stronger than the rational part because people can act out of spite, in spite, with without really thinking rationally, which shows that our emotions are much stronger than our rationality at certain points. To Plato, it is when the three parts of the soul are balanced, there is peace within a person, which in turn leads to peace within a society. Coming from that kind of thinking, I started to think, why is it so hard to suppress and handle emotions? Is it because it's innate? Is it because it is a thing that we just have to feel? Why is it that we have to act upon our emotions strongly without thinking much? Like, why is there a disjoint between emotions and rationality? I am not sure if there's a theory or something that people have concluded upon this, but I have developed this thought and I want to further progress this idea that Plato proposed centuries ago. So I'd like to say that emotions is somewhat instinctual, just like the appetitive part of the soul. However, it is something you can suppress. Let me expound. Um, with what I have gathered from my learnings with in the past months on psychology, philosophy, also some social sciences, emotions are developed from childhood. There was an experiment cited by Andrew Huberman in one of his podcasts on emotions, how children would look to their parents on how they would feel of a certain subject, and that is how they will develop those kinds of emotions and responses. Emotions then become a developed innate response to a certain experience. That is why it's so hard to suppress emotions, because this is a mechanism within the brain that has been wired and developed for years without us even knowing, and without us even knowing. Thus, with the many dramas each person has in their lives, may it be big or small, these shape on these shape how our emotional responses develop. Then emotions then are like needs in the way in that in the way that sometimes they just bubble up as thought, but they are different in the way that we don't need to act upon them. It's up to our discretion to learn to either act upon or suppress them. So what do we do when our emotions clash with logic?